What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another full self-driving beta video. We're on 11.4.7.3. Haven't been doing a lot of these as we're waiting for version 12. And at the start of this one, I'm in my driveway. I just wanted to turn on FSD really quick and show you that I sometimes, cruise control unavailable, can turn it on in my driveway even with this heavy snow. Look at that, full self-driving unavailable, poor weather detected, hazards are on. I think what happened is I turned it on and the wheel slipped and the car was like, oh, I'm not doing this. Let's try one more time. Yeah, so I think the wheels are slipping and it's immediately turning off, which is actually pretty cool. I don't have my winter tires on right now. I do own winter tires. I'll switch to them, I don't know, maybe next week or something. But anyway, let me get out there and start the drive. All right, so here we go. There's a lot to talk about. So I haven't done a drive in a while. Of course, we're waiting for version 12. I may be all over the place here. There's just a few things I want to talk about. So windshield wipers are on auto, also, just so you know, so hopefully they can handle the snow. It's not the craziest snow you've ever seen. I always get the comment, oh, it snows more for me all the time. I mean, we're getting a little bit of snow. There's some accumulation on the ground. The car is going to have to contend with that, and we'll see kind of how FSD beta right now handles it. Now, what's the difference between now and last year? So this is my third year doing FSD beta testing with snow on the ground at some point, and we actually did get an update during this kind of round of updates that may make the car better, and that is the adjusting speed. Let me open this for you. Changing speed for road type, which I'm sure will come up. I see it on the dirt roads all the time, and I'm hoping what will happen is the car will be able to kind of detect, hey, the ground has snow or whatever on it. The car also seems more sensitive to bad weather, and it will be able to adjust its driving profile in a way that will help it out here. Now, I don't know if it's going to be able to do that. It's just a hope of mine. It definitely will slow down when it needs to slow down, but will it kind of let up on its traction and things? Maybe not accelerate as hard, or maybe start braking earlier? We'll have to see in this drive. So, of course, we're waiting for version 12, and exactly 2 weeks ago, as of this recording, Elon Musk said customers should start seeing it. Here's our first left turn in about 2 weeks, and oh, that's too fast. That's too fast. Oh, you want me to take over? Oh man, all right. It was definitely too fast for that left turn there. That was pretty funny. It had me take over. Very easy for me to take over. Again, without snow tires, the traction won't be as good, but I mean, it's slippery out here right now, so yeah, turn on, come on. There we go. So we'll let the car continue. It's not going to customers, but the good news is that version 12 is going to employees. Now, it sounds like, to me, this is only a very small subset of employees, not like, you know, all the employees are getting version 12 and then it's going to come to customers soon. It's like maybe just the QA team or something is getting this, and then it will go out to the rest of the employees, and then maybe, you know, if it's good enough, it'll go out to us. So we'll see. You know what, I mean, I'm usually very optimistic about FSD. I complain about it a lot as well. I do have high hopes for version 12, especially considering the video Elon did months ago where he went and took, you know, FSD for a drive on version 12, and it was a very good drive. He had one mistake, and you know, that was months ago, and they've been kind of working on it this whole time. So there we go. Limiting max speed for road type, it said for a second. I think that's going to help us out here. So on top of that, Cybertruck delivery event is happening next week on the 30th. All right. I will be there. So I'm just going to hold my phone. No, I'm just kidding. What do I do here? I guess, let's see. Will you stay right there? No. I guess you just don't get my face. Bye-bye. So I will be there at the Cybertruck delivery event. And let me know what you guys kind of would like coverage of and everything there. I don't know if I'm going to be doing you know, like a live stream or not. It depends on how many people are there, how good the Wi-Fi is, the internet, which I've been to the factory a couple of times now, or once. I've been there once. And no, I've been there twice. And both times the internet was actually very good. Their Wi-Fi was excellent, even with tons of people. So if there's decent internet for me, I can live stream a bit, maybe, you know, answer some questions, walk you around. On top of that, I'll have, of course, a full video about that. Cybertruck expectations, there's all kinds of rumors. I mean, we don't know what's going on, but almost definitely only being delivered to employees. This is handling really well right now, by the way, on this snow. Almost definitely only being delivered to a small amount of employees, and that it will start to get to customers either later this year, or maybe they might even wait until beginning of next year to start those customer deliveries. So we'll see how that goes. I ordered mine the night of reveal. I'm about 40,000th in line or so. I don't think that's too important. I mean, it'll have a factor. You know, if you order today, it's going to be a lot longer than if you ordered night of reveal. But I think, like, if you ordered within the first, you know, couple of months, you could be at any time. And there's going to be other factors that determine who they deliver those Cybertrucks to, but we'll see. So we have the stop sign up here, and then we have to turn right. And you know what? This is going to be tough. So, like, this braking is already a little late, in my opinion. We might slide a little bit here. Feels okay. I don't feel any sliding. There we go. There's a little sliding right at the end there. So when you have this snow, especially when it's like fresh and wet snow, so really nice on that right turn actually, this acceleration, can you do it, is it's a lot slipperier, and you have to start your braking a lot earlier, and that's something that FSD, I need to turn this on back here. FSD has just never really been good at in modulating. So we do have the poor weather detected, that could help us. It's acceleration and deceleration. So it doesn't seem to brake earlier because there's snow, which is obviously what you should do. And it doesn't seem to accelerate less when there's snow, which also you should do. So like this is too fast for me, so I'm gonna turn this down. Let's go down to 45, because again, it's just a little slippery, and you know, we got a robot driving, so I'm not comfortable with that. So still, the changing speed for road type is not, or road conditions or whatever, is not kicking in like I was hoping the car would turn onto this snowy road and then see, oh, there's some snow, I should go a little bit slower. Not the end of the world. I could crank it back up and maybe the car would do fine, but it's just definitely not worth the risk. This is probably about the speed I would go. Maybe I'd go 50, but trying to let the robot drive, I'm not going to screw around with that. So you can see, as a human, I mean, it's obvious if you drive in snow, but if you don't, maybe you don't think about it, you put your tires where the tire tracks are. Now, that's not always going to be perfectly on the road. Sometimes it's going to be too far to the left, too far to the right, but still, that's where the best traction is. That's where you're just going to continue to drive, and everyone's going to do that for the best traction and the best safety. Robot is not going to, you know, adhere to that so much as of now. Now, maybe version 12 fixes all these things because there will be data of snow driving that shows all the driving happens on the tracks and doesn't follow the lines in that condition. I don't know. There's so much speculation with version 12 on things it will and won't fix. It's really hard to say, but as of now, this actually feels really good. Now that I've adjusted the speed, it's keeping on the road really well. You can see the yellow line pretty easily. The white line to the right is like impossible to see, but the car doesn't really need that. It can see the edge of the road, so you can see on the screen that it has the edge of the road detected there, and it's using that and kind of making up a line and doing a really good job staying in here, which, you know what, I would say this is actually better than I remember in the past on this road, where the car, when there's snow, would really be going back and forth a lot, to the point where, like, even in this, I mean, the road's not totally covered, but it's covered enough. I would, in the past, definitely be taking over here. And so far, this actually seems pretty good, but let's let it keep going. Let's get into downtown and see how it does down there. It'll be a little slower, but, you know, maybe, you know, we still have the precipitation coming down. Windshield wipers seem to be doing good. I'm going to say it right now. Sorry if I clicked this. I don't think I did, but it's such a habit for me to just click this whenever I feel like it, that sometimes when I'm talking, I do it and I don't even realize. I'm definitely trying to leave the windshield wipers on auto to do their own thing. So, again, I'm glad to see this poor weather detected message. That is the truth. There is poor weather. I'm glad it's detected, but the car wanted to go a little faster. Let's see if I crank it up to 50. Is the car going to go 50? Yep, it is. It's going to go 50. Which, honestly, this is about where I'd drive, but yeah, that guy's going pretty slow. All right, let's go back down to 45. Maybe if we had snow tires, I'd be all right with 50, but we'll keep it here for now. All right, so we're approaching the stop sign. The car pretty much has never been able to do this in all the time I've had FSD. So it stops back here at the stop sign, which isn't the end of the world, but really the stop line is up there. Now you can't see it now because obviously the snow is in the way, but on top of that, the painted line has been gone like forever. So this is actually not doing bad. It did creep up here the appropriate amount. Now the problem is people from the left don't stop because their stop sign is way far away and the car seems very confused by that. It handled that left turn. It was a little grandpa-ish, but not the end of the world. So let's see here. Again, it's just taking the turn a little fast. It's not terrible, but when you have snowy conditions, you don't know, like there could be just a tiny piece of ice, a tiny frozen spot on the road that'll let you slip. So, you know, it just seems like it's still really not taking that into account. Again, version 12 is coming. Maybe that'll fix everything, and this is not a big deal. But I just wish at this point the snowiness of the road was taken into account. So far, windshield wipers are working well in the snow. Let's see. That speed limit sign is obvious to me. And yes, the car starts slowing down before we approach it. Technically still speeding after the speed limit sign, but I would say that's pretty good and pretty human-like. There's a little bit of back and forth here on this part of the road. You can see that we were getting kind of close to the yellow there, and then the car's moving back over once the road clears up a little bit. So yeah, still a tiny bit of that ping-ponging, but this is much, much better than it has been in the past. So we got a four-way stop here. We arrived about the same time as the person to the left, definitely before the person in front of us. The Tesla's waiting to see what the person to the left does, and the person across from us is not waiting at all. classic, slow, slightly awkward FSD stop sign scenario. Not bad at all, though. I am definitely not complaining about that one. All right, so as we move into downtown here, these clouds, this is pretty typical Michigan winter. We get these clouds like the entire winter. We will barely ever see the sun. And of course, I make a lot less solar during that time. And because of that, the solar installations are usually, you can get a good deal sometimes. These guys are kind of desperate to install solar. The numbers don't look that good this time of year. So you should definitely use the free tools from Drone Quote, today's sponsor, to check out prices of solar in your area. This could be the time to get a great deal on solar, and Drone Quote will find you the best deals in your area absolutely free. So you can go to their website, you can have them come out. They will talk to the local solar installers for you. They'll do it all for free. They'll do all the legwork. And they will be like, here's the cheapest one. Here's, in our opinion, we've worked with these people. They're the best, et cetera, et cetera. And they'll do all that for you. So I highly encourage you to take advantage this time of year, the slow season of Drone Quote, and see if you can get a decent deal. Lock in some solar rates, especially if you already have an EV or you're thinking about getting one. It's the time. A lot of slip in here. Wow. So thank you to Drone Quote. Check them out. A lot of slip in there. And then we can go after that stop. Ooh, a decent acceleration. And I think we had a tiny bit of slip in the back. And then there you go. So I accidentally changed this one too soon, dang it. But whatever, let's just let it go through. It was a really nice change into the left turn lane. And then we have this unprotected left, so that'll be fun. I gotta turn that off for these drives. I really just need to make an FSD profile for my testing, like a lot of other people do. Well, you better do it if you're gonna do it. So that person was going slow enough that was fine, but it was just a little weird. If you're gonna do it, commit. All right, so I'm screwing around with it here. I really want to go back through the downtown area, so I put, it's not what I wanted, dang it. I want number 2 up here, so go to number 2 next. Yeah, pay attention to the road, I am. And then we'll get rid of number 3, we don't need that anymore. I'm looking, what do you want? Hello, I'm looking forward. And then, yeah, so we accidentally got in the left turn lane here. Cool, good, I'm glad I screwed it up. And it's thinking about switching back, but I think it's going to be stuck here. And so it just rerouted as NHTSA makes the car do. Since it was in the left turn lane, it's not allowed to do anything else. It has to follow whatever that lane says, and it did a nice job of that. So we'll go back this way and try to get through that downtown to get the triple stop sign, and then a little bit of downtown driving too. So another unprotected left. This is pretty cool. So yeah, you just got to do it. You got to commit. Okay, you waited, but just, I don't know, it's fine. It could have waited. It was just this little, is it going to go? Is it not? Now, after this one, I would actually wait. They're going pretty fast, and traction's not that good. So, taking off is maybe not an option. So clear, and look at this rolling. Come on, do it. You're so weird. All right, so it did it. I mean, I can't complain too much because I keep saying I would like the car to go a little slower, and that time it did. It went a little slower in the lower traction scenario. And now we're moving on to these back roads here that are like neighborhood roads that are definitely going to be less traveled, a little more snow. So do you see that stop sign? You do. Very nice stop. To 0, which is just miserable. And then since cross traffic doesn't stop, the car knows that, and it's much more cautious moving through those intersections. If you have a 4-way stop, the car will, and there's no cars around, the car will move through a lot more confidently. But when you have a 2-way stop and cross traffic that you have to cross doesn't stop, the car is very cautious in moving through those intersections. I gotta say the visuals here, even with the snow on the ground, are looking really nice. Everything's looking really solid. It seems like a decent representation of the roads, and the car's following the roads really well. That maneuver there was great, no sliding or slipping. And then we'll have a pretty decent unprotected left here. So we need to begin slowing. And you can see where everybody's stopping here, there's a lot less snow. So plenty of traction. Now we have, decent amount of traffic from both sides actually. So the left is now clear, and the right is, the right has a lot of cars. And then as soon as the right is, so the left's clear, now the right's clear after this car. And I mean, look at that, preparing, moving forward, boom, just in time. Someone's coming from the left, but they're far away. Awesome. Handled perfectly. Those, unprotected lefts for me have been very good for a long time. You get a little of the, indecisiveness sometimes when there's like a gap that's almost big enough, but not quite. But I would say like 99% of the time, the car's handling all that really well. What are you doing? This is not what I want. So moving into the, there you go, move back over. We'll report that one. So I don't know why it moved into that left turn lane there. That was interesting. So I will get rid of this after the light. Hopefully we'll keep going here, but I may need to accelerator pedal it. Yeah, it's trying to stop at our destination here. And there we go, it continues right away. So very nice loading of our route. I'm actually just going to get rid of this, because I'm just going to go to the roundabout. We don't need that. All right, so here we are, the triple stop sign. We got a decent amount of people here and some weather, so this will be interesting. So moving up, get your 0 in. So I would say both of those people are before us. Oh man, and the car is taking it. I mean, I don't hate it. No, that was pretty good. That was actually really nice. I actually think the truck to our right was there before us, but let me know in the comments if you disagree with me, because it seemed to handle it really well. So we're going to move away from this person opening their door with plenty of room for the car on the left side. Awesome handling of those tighter situations. All the downtown stuff for me, for the most part, is just so good. It's just the faster rural stuff that I have more of a problem with. Sidewalk person detected. All these roads are being taken very nicely. Yeah, this is great. All right, it was a little awkward getting into this left turn lane. And if I pull this up, you can't really tell. We were just ever so slightly tilted in the left turn lane, which is kind of weird. Nice. Wow, that's actually really good. Really good. The gap was definitely big enough to take, but it wasn't huge. And the car gave a good amount of acceleration to get through there. Love it. Love those unprotected lefts with the blinking yellow. It's pretty much the same thing as unprotected left with a green. You know, you're yielding. I'm not sure why there's a difference there. Maybe it has to do with the light cycle, or the fact that that one will turn green eventually for you or something, but it's the same thing. So detecting this person driving in front of us, very good. Man, everything is really smooth even in the snow. Very good. So we're going to go through the roundabout over here, and then that'll be close to the end. Nicely moving into the right turn lane there. Turn signal is probably the right decision, since we weren't turning right into the first area. And we are going to turn right here. Little tiny bit of slip in there. Car does not seem to mind. That's good. In the past, if you had any slipping, kind of like in the beginning of the video, the car would just immediately bail. FSD would immediately tell you to take over. Now it seems like if you're kind of going and you get a tiny bit of slippage, the car will, you know, be okay with that and still try. If it slips a lot, then it'll throw it back to you. But now it can handle a little bit of slipping and keep going, which we've actually had a couple times in this video. All right, unprotected left. We should glide through here. Awesome. No hesitation whatsoever. Very good. And move to the roundabout. Let's see it. Snowy roundabout. We're going all the way through. And then I'll just need to adjust my nav real quick. Let's see here. So don't hesitate. There's nobody around. Oh, you're hesitating too much. Too much hesitation. Oh, it's so awkward. It's not the end of the world, but it's a little awkward. All right, you made it through. That's fine. That's not the end of the world, as I said. All right, let me adjust something here. All right, heading home. I always like to see what it'll do in this parking lot. I don't know why that's been so finicky. Sometimes it'll make it out of this parking lot, and sometimes it won't. So you can see, as of like mapping, it doesn't look very good, but it just kind of, it looks like it's kind of searching around to see like, what do I do here? So it's starting to, look at that. It's starting to like pick up that there's a curb there, and then is moving over. Seriously, it feels like a mouse in a maze or something. It's like, oh, no, that's a dead end. And look at this. It turned us around, even though it was facing the wrong direction. And it seems like it's going to get us out of here. A little jerky. There you go. Now we need to turn left here. Please don't turn right. Oh, it does have right. Okay. I just don't want to do that. So I'm going to take over for the left turn. That's not the nav that I chose when I started that, but it must have switched it up. So let's see if this roundabout... Nope, good. So it rerouted. Gliding through that time. Very nice. So that was perfect. That was a perfect roundabout in the snow. So roundabouts, as you can see, are still a little hit or miss. So pretty good. You know, not really that bad. We drove about 11 miles. I didn't have any critical disengagements. We had one where it slipped on that first left turn. I'm trying to remember outside of that, I don't know if I really did anything. I think it pretty much handled all of it. So light snow, we'll call it, with a little bit of, you know, obscured road on the ground with a little bit of white powder. The car in this little test seemed to do like not too bad. I would definitely call this better than what I've experienced in the past, but hopefully the next time I talk to you, and at least on a drive like this, will be FSD version 12, because man, we're over it. Elon killed version 11. Nobody cares. But I still want to get out here. I still get the question, have you done it in snow? And I send them the year-old video. And I'm just glad we got a little bit of snow in November here for me to try this out, because snow is coming later and later. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and you will see me in FSD beta in the next video.